Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Casper Network, aka Cspr. So, with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. The holiday season is here, so you know what that means. It's time to kick back, relax, spend some time with family and friends. Make sure that you are disconnecting a little bit. If you guys are watching this during the holidays, I do appreciate it. I also appreciate the support. As we look at Casper, we just crossed 40,000 holders, which is great to see. It means that there is a lot more eyes on Casper than there was 2 years ago when we first officially started talking about Casper. It's been a very long time. I mean, guys, in that time, we have seen Casper erupt on the scene and connect with some very large players. We have seen them expand, continue to build. And I do think that going into 2024, with all of the upgrades that we have to look forward to, I think that there's going to be a big name, and it's going to be Casper, and it's going to be leading the way. I personally believe that Casper is going to erupt out onto the scene, erupt into the top 50 at least, and become a dominant player in the space. I'm very excited for the future. I'm very excited to see what Casper does. And again, I do think that this entire time that Casper has been building, connecting with some very large players, expanding and becoming a dominant player, I think that's all going to pay off, especially for the holders of Casper as well. So with that in mind, let's go back in time. Let's go back to January of this year. Blockchain Hub Davos 2023. This was a huge event. For those that remember, we actually seen some great updates from Casper. We've seen some great information coming out as well regarding enterprise adoption, adoption in general, where crypto is. We also seen, of course, FTX being addressed and things like that. But it was a massive update, right? It was a massive update and an insight into what's actually happening. Now, mind you, right? We now have Davos 2024. And again, this is going to be hosted by Casper. Join in to hear from top decentralized thinkers, investors, and business leaders focused on building the future of Web3. This is going to be held on January 15th through the 19th. And I do think that this is going to be another great event. You can actually look into this. You can actually see the discussions, AI, and things like that. It's going to be presented by Casper. We can actually see some of the featured speakers. Some very large players, by the way. We have Google here, Circle, IBM, Coinbase, and there's so many more. We're going to look into it. So let's go over here to the speakers tab. Here are all of the big players. Actis is going to be there. We have Skybridge, some very large players, Securrency and DTCC. I mean, guys, come on. JP Morgan represented, T-Mobile. Again, Coinbase, Microsoft, Solana. I mean, this is one of those events that you don't want to miss. And here are the days, right? Day 1, responsible AI. Again, with Brave AI, with IBM, with Casper, the big one to look into. Blockchain in action. More Fortune 500 businesses are using blockchain technology than ever before. Reimagining finance as well. We are getting closer and closer to the day where we no longer need to talk about what's going to be happening. It will just happen. And here we have About the Hub. Casper Labs is proud to present our 3rd annual event at Davos in 2024. AI, blockchain, it's all going to be discussed. They even talk about what's going to be happening at this event. We're going to see them forming lasting partnerships as well. That's what these events are for. Connecting, building, networking. I'm very excited about this. I think that as we go into 2024 and even 2025, AI and blockchain converging is going to be a much larger topic. And I think that that's what Casper sees as well. I also think that that's why Casper is working with IBM on a lot of AI initiatives. That's something to not look over. It's something to really look into and address and focus on because, again, AI is a massive trend. Now, also talking about this, right? Like, this is a huge event. There's going to be a lot of discussions, a lot of updates being pushed from it. We also have to look at the price. So I said over on X earlier on the 23rd, I said Casper had a breakout. and has been ranging sideways for nearly a month now. This will not last long before an impulsive move happens, and I think you all know what direction I am leaning toward. Now, I love to see that I'm not the only one that has been noticing the sideways momentum. Even Kevin Cage has been noticing it as well. The story of an alt that has been in accumulation ranging between 2 to 6 cents for almost 600 days. Look at this thing. This is Casper. And I personally think that the chart looks extremely bullish. It has tapped the EMA on this chart, and it has been looking ready to jump to that 6.5 to 7 cent zone that Kevin actually has outlined on this chart. I'm also looking forward for us to breaking out of this level and tapping the high from September, November of 2021, which is right around like 20 some cents. Once we tap that, then I'm looking forward for us to tap some higher levels. And we're talking about those wicks from 30 some cents, 60 some cents, all the way up to $1.30. After that, well, we really just look at price discovery for Casper and where it could go. I don't really look at those ICO wicks all the way to like $60 and things like that. I know that a lot of people have been addressing the $60 targets on Casper. I don't think that we get there, obviously. But I will settle for like anywhere between $1 to $5, which I think is a fair valuation for Casper, considering the fact that when we compare it to ADA or even Dogecoin and things like that, I mean, let's be real, I think that Casper could perform very well. But I'm safe to say $1 to $3 is a great area of opportunity. If we do get to that $5 range, that will be absolutely massive. But Casper definitely has been building up some momentum, and I do think that 6.5 to 7 cents is the next target here. After that, we really look for that November 2021 high. Beyond this, though, also Tokenizer. Big shout out to Tokenizer. We do see 3 years into the Casper ecosystem, and there's already more enterprise adoption than 99% of layer ones. And this is what I mean, right? Because we look at what Casper has done and what they have accomplished. They are a disruptive force. They are a dominant name in the layer 1 space, especially around enterprise grade adoption. One of the first things you see in the Casper network is that 99% of dApps are geared for industry utility. From IP tokenization to financial contracts, there are 5 or Fortune 500s involved every corner of the ecosystem, which is also why I say, like at Davos, as they look at the days, let me scroll all the way back down. This idea of more Fortune 500 businesses using blockchain technology than ever before, that's a big thing to focus on because Casper has become a dominant force within the Fortune 500 area. Of the entities setting standards and building industry-grade products for DLT, Hyperledger, ISO, Actis, World Economic Forum, IBM, and Gartner have all been working with Casper to varying extents. Whether it's building cross-permission bridges with IBM's Weaver into Hyperledger Fabric, standardizing smart financial contracts for industry use under Actis and ISO DC68 SC9 frameworks, tokenizing patents from global Fortune 500s and creating shared IP microeconomics, or even bridging blockchain benefits of provenance and transparency to AI alongside Gartner and Watson X. Realistically, anybody with some coding abilities is able to code and spin up a dApp. But to provide use cases that are being recognized by global leaders and having them collaborate to fulfill the vision is a different story. Few have reached the top of that mountain. 3 years into mainnet, and the mission for being a Red Hat of enterprise DLT seems to be coming together. Red Hat made Linux enterprise-grade tech. Casper is working with Linux organizations. Red Hat was bought out by IBM for $34 billion. Casper is working with IBM on AI and interoperability. Red Hat made open source tech fit enterprises. Casper is making DLT utility fit for enterprises. The Casper ecosystem's trending in the right direction. This is exactly what enterprise DLTs are all about. And here you guys have the beautiful mind map put together by Tokenizer. I mean, look at all of the major key players here tapped in with Casper. I really think that this is a major move. Listen, when we look at Casper and everything that has been accomplished in the last 3 years, it is something breathtaking for an asset that right now, if we actually look at the price of the token, it is right around $500 million in market cap. This thing is not going to stay here forever. We have been ranging sideways for a while, and leading into 2024 with this big Davos event and with all of the major protocol roadmap updates that we are expecting in 2024, I really do believe that 2024 is going to be Casper's year. And I also think that Casper is going to erupt out onto the scene as a dominant force and as a dominant player in the enterprise grade sector, just like Tokenizer did outline here in terms of all of the connections back to Casper with the enterprise grade sector. And it's already ahead of 99% of the layer ones in the space. I really do think that Casper is going to become a major player to focus on. And I think that anyone right now ignoring Casper is going to really regret it going into, like I said, 2024. So definitely stay tuned to seeing some more updates from me on Casper, because again, we talk about all of the major players in the space around the utility focused group. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.